In 1999, Sega invented and distributed their latest console, which was the last console. And however, this surpassed the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation 1, pissing off Sony so bad, which is why the PlayStation 2 happened. But however, when the Dreamcast was discontinued, it was a sad day. Man. Its life was so freaking short! Now let's go to the first reason. The selections of games were great. There was something for everyone. Even first-party titles appeased the hardcore gamer. And a lot of the time, titles became innovative, became more creative. It was great. Another reason, the Dreamcast hardware was great for its time. That is right. It was fantastic. In terms of specs, it surpassed the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation 1. As a result, the Dreamcast did better than the two in terms of performance. I mean, holy crap. And don't forget about the gadgets. The innovative gadgets, including Blim for games, for PlayStation game. There's not too many PlayStation 1 games that they're individual Blim discs for, but what these individual Blim discs things are for is, what they are is that you pick one for the specific PlayStation 1 title. Say if you got Tekken 3, which is available, which is one of the people that was available to work with a specific Blim, you buy that specific Blim disc, and however, you put the Blim disc around here and then do your instructions, switch with the PlayStation 1 disc, and all of a sudden you got Tekken 3 performing better and looking better on Dreamcast. Yes, you could play PlayStation 1 games on your Dreamcast thanks to Blim. They were trying to go for the full thing, but then they got all the legal problems. Well, that's pretty much expected, but hell. That's the thing. And however, the controller had an analog stick. They didn't need to wait till the last minute to put in an analog stick. They just included an analog stick right out of the bat. Oh, and also, they implemented online play. They were the first guys to implement online play in a console. Yes, that is right. And also, don't forget, the memory cards were innovative. They were called visual memory units, aka VMUs. And they had like little screens on these suckers, and it led to a bunch of crazy creative shit, and it was amazing. The final reason, the Dreamcast began an era that is fantastic. Everything had a unique and enjoyable style. They were appeasing to everyone. It started bringing in massive crowds. Everybody loved the Dreamcast. People who bought and play on the Dreamcast were never bullshitted. However, they were welcomed. Everybody was welcomed to this wonderful thing called the Dreamcast. I just started on the whole Sega Dreamcast business, but yeah, here's are the 3 games that I got so far for the Sega Dreamcast. I have Plasma Sword, Nightmare of Bilstein. That's a Capcom fighter, and yes, it's a fighting game. There's Fatal Fury Mark of the Wolves. This is an SNK fighter that was from the Neo Geo arcades into the Dreamcast. It was only found on Dreamcast, and yeah. And you know what that also is, right? Garo, Mark of the Wolves, and yeah. The US title is Fatal Fury Mark of the Wolves. Outside of US, it's titled Garo. And also, not to mention, I had to make a box art for this because the box art I had in here was barely readable. Nightmare Creatures 2. Now let me flip that stuff. A sequel to a lovely game that I've played and really enjoyed on the N64 days. Yeah, Nightmare Creatures 1 was on PC, while Nightmare Creatures 2 wasn't. So yeah. All in all, the Dreamcast was a fantastic console that never deserved to have its suffering.
You're just a crock of shit asshole who begs for Dreamcast 2. That's right, guys. The Dreamcast was the past. Now Kim Kardashian Hollywood is the future. And Kim Kardashian is pretty.
You know what?
iOS and Android rules. Yeah, the smartphones rule the world in terms of gaming. But we have Facebook games also. Consoles are dead and nobody doesn't need those fancy DirectX games on PC. Gaming is our future on iOS. More.
Motherfucker! Sorry for the...
First of all, it's Christmas time. You should make videos having to do with Christmas. Second of all, you do not hit someone on Christmas time. New excuse.
Shut your mouth! Never again will interrupt my videos! Very sorry. My humble apologies. Ah, man, I love the good old days. Love the good old days. I've seen the advertisements, fantastic. When I finally got my hands on a Dreamcast when I was younger, boy, started up, and the next thing you know, played some fantastic games like House of the Dead 2, Time Stalkers. Man, it was fantastic. I should have explored more of the Dreamcast when I was younger. And now, it's the time to do this. That's all. See you in the next video. And remember the Dreamcast.